Hey friends, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. So Utah is on your radar. Maybe you're seriously thinking about making the move, but you want to know what the real deal is. Not just the highlight reel, but the stuff no one tells you before packing up and heading this way.
Well, my friends, you're in the right place. In this video, we're diving deep into the real Utah experience, pulling straight from our locals' experiences, especially the most brutally honest ones. You're gonna hear the uncensored version of what people really don't want you to know about Utah. But if you're considering making this your new home, I think you need to hear about it. Let's go ahead and get into it right now.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in northern Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in northern Utah.
So we are Sloan and Kim Peterson with the Peterson Group, and we've been doing real estate for over 10 years, and every day we have people just like you thinking about moving, relocating, investing, or just buying here in northern Utah. Whether you're going to move here in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead and give us a call, shoot us a text, or just shoot us an email. All that information is in that description box below, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition here to northern Utah.
So since 2010, Utah has been growing faster than almost anywhere in the United States. People are flocking here for the outdoors, jobs, and affordability compared to places like California. But not everyone is thrilled. A lot of locals feel like Utah is changing too fast. More people means more traffic, more construction, and yes, more California license plates. We hear it all the time from friends, family, and locals. Utah is turning into California. Please stop moving here. We get it. The state is changing. And for some longtime Utahns, that's been hard to watch. But if you're moving here, don't let that discourage you. People are still friendly, and if you respect the local vibe, you'll fit in just fine.
Okay, let's talk culture shock. A lot of people moving here say Utah feels different. Some of that comes from the state's history, of course. Utah was founded by Mormon pioneers in 1847, and even though the state is way more diverse now, you're still gonna feel some of that influence, especially in some of our smaller towns. That said, people here are generally really kind to each other. Sure, you might meet a few folks who aren't as welcoming to outsiders, but in our experience, most Utahns are generally friendly, especially if you take the time to get to know them. Our advice, if you move here, just get involved, join some local groups, hit the community events, and find your people. That's the fastest way to feel at home when you're moving here to Utah.
Now, Utah's climate is all over the place. We've got desert heat, mountain snow, and super dry air. If you're not used to it, your skin's definitely gonna dry out. Your lips will crack, and you might even get altitude sickness if you're coming from sea level. Even if you've lived here for years, there are some winters that are definitely drier than others, like this winter, for example. Because we didn't have as much snow earlier in the season, it's been more dry than usual, which has even affected my skin, and I've lived here pretty much since I was a teenager. Also, snow driving. If you're not from a snowy place, Utah winters are gonna be a wake-up call. Every year, the first snowstorm turns I-15 into a demolition derby. It's like everybody forgets how to drive in the snow. So pro tip, get some good snow tires and learn how to drive in winter conditions. You'll thank us later.
All right, we have to talk about Utah's booze, right? So Utah's liquor laws, they're pretty weird. We've talked about this in other videos in length, so feel free to check out some of those as well. Some differences are, if you want a full strength beer, you can't just go to the grocery store or buy that, or even wine for that matter, right? You're gonna have to go to the state-run liquor store to get that. They're open usually kind of weird hours too. Usually like they close at 8 o'clock, so if you want to go get a few drinks before your party or something like that, probably not going to happen. You would have to plan to get that before because they close mostly at 8 o'clock. So some of our bars have some odd rules as well. And yes, we have things called Zion curtains in some restaurants. These are basically barriers to hide bartenders pouring drinks. It's definitely different, but honestly, if you want to have a drink, you're still going to be able to. You just have to plan ahead a little bit. One more thing that I wanted to mention too is our alcohol, like by the blood you can have, like the limit here is actually only 0.05. They just changed it from 0.08 to 0.05. And I'm not advocating, drinking and driving, nothing like that. But 0.05 is pretty low. Most people don't realize if you haven't eaten very much that day, you could actually just have maybe like one beer and be very close, if not over, depending on your body weight, over that limit. So that's just something to consider as well. You have to plan, Ubers or make sure that you have, a designated driver, because that can become, somewhat of an issue as well.
Yeah, we're definitely not a dry county. Like Sloan said, you can still get alcohol here. It just takes a little bit more planning because we don't carry them in the grocery stores. We do have beer in grocery stores, but like Sloan said, it's not going to be that high level beer. It's going to be Utah's beer, which we call jokingly watered down beer. So again, just a little bit of planning. So just maybe something to get used to.
So Utah used to be cheap, but with the growth, prices have shot up out here. Salt Lake City home prices, well, of course, they're way higher than they were 10 years ago. But that said, Utah is still more affordable than places like California or Seattle. If you're flexible on location, you can still find some great deals, especially more up north in, Ogden or to the west of Salt Lake and Tooele. Even parts of Utah County, which is south of Salt Lake, you can still find some pretty good deals out there. Our median price point in Utah has hovered over the $500,000 price range in Salt Lake City, and for a lot of people coming from other states, that's really affordable. In our current market, we are seeing better prices than we have in years, and we are seeing a lot of seller concessions with our closing costs. So Utah still might be an affordable place for you, and you could negotiate, some decent deals out here and still get a place that doesn't feel congested with those beautiful mountain views.
Yeah, so we've traveled a ton in the West Coast. We've, been to Washington, Oregon, California, and in terms of like proximity to nature, which a lot of, the reason why people want to live in the West Coast, we have a lot of that out here. We are still one of, for sure, the most affordable states to live in. So one thing Utah does have, a super family-friendly vibe. There are parks everywhere, tons of kid-friendly activities, and family values are a big deal here. Utah actually has the highest birth rate in the country, so if you've got kids, you'll feel right at home. But if you're looking for a crazy nightlife scene, well, Salt Lake City isn't Vegas. It's getting better. There are cool bars, great restaurants, and live music, but it's not a 24/7 party city. But if you want big nightlife, Vegas is only a short flight away, so in theory, you can have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's so funny that you're mentioning this right now too, because I had a few commenters reach out in one of our other videos being like, Salt Lake actually has a really cool nightlife, so I'm not sure what you mean. And I guess it's just relative, right? It depends on, where you're coming from. It's not that you can't find clubs and go do all that. It's just like, yeah, it's not like a night scene like Vegas or New York or nothing like that, but that's not what you're into. It might not matter anyway.
Yeah, you can definitely find a nightlife here in terms of like going to bars, going to dance clubs. We have all of that. But for example, when we go to Vegas, there's always something happening. It'll be a Tuesday at 2 p.m. and there's stuff happening. It's not that way in Salt Lake. Like it very much is truncated to
Friday, Saturday.
Saturday between the hours of like 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Like that type of vibe. So just, like Sloan said, it's kind of relative depending on where you're moving from and what you're looking for. Just something to take note of.
So is Utah right for you? If you're looking for outdoor adventures, great job opportunities, and a family-friendly environment, Utah is amazing. But if you're not in the snow, you need that 24/7 nightlife, or you hate dry weather, it might not be the best fit for you. Bottom line, just do your research, visit before you move here, and if you're serious about moving to Utah, go ahead and hit us up. We help people move here every single day, and we love to make your transition smooth and stress-free. And if you made it this far, you have to check out this next video.
We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Picking where you'll call home is an important decision, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition to northern Utah. If you're looking to purchase in the northern Utah area, we would love to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. And as always, we are keeping it real. Estate.